everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name's Gabrielle. Over the last couple of years, I have completely transformed my life, and that transformation has come from me understanding what exactly self-love is and then implementing changes into my life on a daily consistent basis. And I have seen a massive transformation in a very short period of time. So recently this year, I've started to share what I've learned over these 2 years because I want to help people who, like me, like my previous self, were really struggling in life. And I felt completely hopeless, to be honest. Like, my mental health and my toxic cycles in my life were that bad. I felt like I couldn't break them. And it came to the point where I felt like, to be honest, I didn't want to be here anymore because life was just too tough. It was miserable and it just seemed so dark and scary. So I've been able to overcome that, and I've been sharing my story online. But as I've shared my story, some people have made comments, certain comments about my lip fillers, and basically that I can't truly love myself if I have lip fillers. So I just wanted to address that today in this video. So the comment, I will read it out. There was a couple of comments, but this one sums it up. So this comment, it says, "I'm saying this with love. Truly loving yourself starts with accepting yourself the way you are. Using lip fillers to feel prettier due to beauty standards in society ain't self-love. I'm happy for you that you found a loving partner, wishing you the best." And honestly, I completely agree with this lady. That's what I'm going to say for starters. I completely agree with that comment because I think the true definition of self-love, like if you 100% love yourself, like if there's a scale from 0 to 100, 0 is like sabotaging your life, harming yourself, complete self-destruction. 100 is total acceptance. And I think if you 100% loved yourself, you would definitely not be getting lip fillers. You would not feel this pressure about aging, about a certain standard of beauty. You wouldn't be getting Botox, you wouldn't be getting fillers, you wouldn't be getting plastic surgery, because you just love yourself and you just be like, this is me and I feel really strong and confident in myself. Yeah, maybe I don't conform to this certain standard of beauty. Maybe my nose has got a bit of a hump on it. Maybe I've got small boobs. We all know that there's this like standard of beauty where it's like your features have got to be in certain proportions to be deemed like the ultimate beauty. But yeah, someone who just doesn't conform to that and they're just completely happy in who they are and they just don't feel the need to change themselves at all. So yeah, I completely agree with what that lady commented. I know she wasn't saying it from a place of hate, but what I will say is I am not claiming to be at that 100% standard of self-love. In fact, I have got much work to do when it comes to that. What I will say though, and why I continue to talk about self-love, you do not have to be at 100% self-love to see massive, massive changes in your life. Because sometimes, especially when I get comments like that, I think, am I a bit of a hypocrite? Like, should I be talking about self-love when I am not at that 100% standard? But do you know what? Yes, I should be speaking about it, and I will continue to speak about it, because I probably went from 10% self-love. So I was, for the last 20 years, I've literally been self-destructing, self-sabotaging my life. And if you look at my previous videos on my account, over the years, from bad mental health and from having very, very minimal amounts of self-love, I've resorted to harming myself in various ways. So I had eating disorders, I had skin picking disorders, I've used alcohol to harm myself and get absolutely obliterated and get in a state with that. There's many ways that I've chosen to harm myself. But recently, like I said, I've begun to understand what all this self-love stuff is about, because I can remember when I was feeling poorly and my life wasn't going very well, I used to go online and look for solutions, and people used to say, oh, you need to love yourself. And I used to think, what is this woo-woo thing? You've got to love yourself. Or wouldn't it be so easy if it was so simple as that? But you know what? I've come to understand loving yourself, well, for me anyway, it's very basic things to do with protecting my safety, my mental health, and my physical health. Very, very basic things. So I've started implementing things into my life recently. I've started to live by the motto of being kind to myself. And that has completely transformed my life in a very, very short period of time. Like I said, it's probably been over 2 years, but in February of this year, I got really, really serious about wanting to sort out my mental health, particularly my anxiety and depression and fear, because those three things were really holding me back. And since February, I've implemented this daily routine, and it's included things like journaling and meditation and breath work. And I have seen profound changes in my life. So, literally, I have come from a place of having long term depression and anxiety, literally from the age of 12 until like the age of 32, 33. I had long term depression and anxiety. I had eating disorders. I've had a skin picking disorder, like I said. I could never find love. Literally, I could never find a healthy relationship and a genuine man who was actually excited to be with me and who was faithful and honest with me. I could never find that. I just ended up with narcissists. Also, when it came to my career, I felt so lost. I was doing jobs that were like well below my skill level because I had zero confidence in life. I was earning a lot less salary than I should have been. And yet, overall, I was just absolutely miserable and I was in a massive mental rut. I just felt so stuck and paralyzed by this depression, anxiety, and fear. And now, fast forward to today, I've almost completely overcome my anxiety and depression. I've managed to find a healthy, loving relationship, and I've been in that relationship for the last 2 years. That is a massive thing for me. Also, I have found my purpose and I feel very motivated and driven towards my big dreams and goals that I've created. I never used to have dreams and goals. Literally, I felt so lost. I never knew my purpose. It took me like 35 years, 34 years to discover my purpose. But now I know my purpose is to help others. From what I've been through this last 20 years, I have not suffered and gone through that pain for nothing. And I have learned a hell of a lot in that time. So I'm here now to create content and help others on their healing journey to be more confident, to get over their mental health issues and start living a life that has more joy in it, find your purpose, be more confident and find love and just generally be more happier in life and more content and comfortable within yourself. So that is what I've managed to achieve. And like I said, I'm not at 100% self-love. If you're currently at 40% self-love and you take it up to 70%, we're going to see massive changes. Like I said, if you're at 5 or 0% self-love and you take it up to 50%, you are going to see massive changes and you are going to be able to benefit from a better quality of life and happiness. To be honest, when it comes to self-love, I don't know if I'll ever be able to get to 100% in this lifetime. I had things happen to me in the past, probably at around the age of 11, 12. People made comments about my physical appearance at school and they drew my attention to certain bits of my body and features. And since that day, literally those words, I know they were only kids, I don't blame them, they were only kids and kids can be cruel. But since that day, those words have haunted me and they've really scarred me. And something in my brain just snapped when those people said those comments about my physical appearance. Something in my brain, in my mind snapped, and I felt so ugly. And since that day, I've been on a mission. I didn't do it consciously, but when I look back now, literally, I've been on a mission this last 20 years to feel beautiful. So along the way, I have done things like lip fillers, unnecessary surgeries. So I actually had breast implants, but I actually got them removed. So that just shows I have come quite a long way when it comes to self-love, because removing my implants, I got them removed because I wanted to put my long-term health first. And I saw that as my priority over vanity. So that was a massive step for me, and that feels really liberating, and I'm really proud of myself for doing that. So I have come a long way, but like I said, it's a journey. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to get to 100%. After those people said those comments about my physical appearance, I've turned to cosmetic surgery, I've turned to fillers in a bid to feel more beautiful. But what I will say is anything that I have done to my external appearance, it has only given me a momentary dopamine hit. So it's made me feel good for a second, not really a second, but when you compare it against like the whole of my life, it's just been a blip. It's been like a second. Or when you look in the mirror and you feel good about yourself, it's a momentary high. But what I will tell you is if you're suffering with depression, if you're suffering with anxiety, if you're just in a general rut and your life isn't going the way that you want it, having surgery, having fillers, you know what? There's no judgment from me. Go out and do whatever you want to do. But just know that if you're in a rut, if you've got depression or anxiety, those things, focusing on the external, will never fill that void that you've got within yourself, that thing that you're searching for to give yourself satisfaction and make you feel whole and make you feel good and to stop you from feeling lost. Those external things like surgery, fillers, Botox, whatever, that won't even make a tiniest scratch on that void that you've got within yourself. It gives you a bit of a high, but it doesn't get to that deep level stuff. It will not resolve your issues. And I know a lot of people already know this and they go ahead and do it anyway, which is, like I said, is absolutely fine. No judgment from me. But yeah, when it comes to loving yourself 100%, I've been thinking recently, like, what does this look like? Does it look like completely giving up on the external? Not completely giving up, like you look after your body, so you do exercise that makes you feel good, you eat healthy, you prioritize your health. But does it look like not dyeing your hair? Does it look like not going to get your nails done? Does it look like not wearing any makeup because you're 100% happy with yourself, so you don't need to put any makeup on? Recently, I've been listening to this spiritual podcast, and the guy on there, this guru, he talks about giving up attachments. And obviously, our physical appearance, that is very much an attachment. It's made me think and question, like, if I want to get better at this, if I want to give up these attachments, does that look like not wearing makeup every day? But to be honest, I really enjoy wearing makeup. Does it look like never dyeing my hair? To be honest, I don't dye my hair anymore, but like I've got like white hairs coming through. So does it look like not dyeing my hair when my white hairs come through? Does 100% self-love look like that? Or can you do those things? Can we take part in those things, but have a mindset of not being attached to those things and not identifying too heavily with those things? So are we able to do both? We can still wear makeup, we can still get our nails done, our hair done, and we can still be at 100% self-love. I'd love to know your opinions on this. For you, what does 100% loving yourself look like? Like, can you still be doing the hair dye, the nails, stuff like that? Or does that all completely have to go? Anyway, I'm going to conclude this video here. This is just some thoughts and ideas that I wanted to put out there that I've been mulling over in my head. One thing I will say is that when I see people, and you can just tell when people haven't had any Botox, fillers, they've not had any cosmetic surgery, maybe they don't fit the ideal beauty standards, whatever that is. And I just really admire those people, like those people who age gracefully and haven't had any work done at all. So someone I think of when I think of that is my mum. She's not had any work done at all. My sister, she hasn't had any Botox, lip fillers, anything like that, no surgery. And they've just accepted themselves for who they are. Maybe they don't like certain things about themselves too much, but they've never felt that need to change themselves. They've been like, okay, I'm not 100% happy with this, but do you know what? This is me. I'm not going to change it. I really, really admire that strength. I think it's really admirable. And to be honest, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to get there. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to cultivate that level of strength in this lifetime. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.